I did a video specifically just talking about Bam Adebayo's 83-point performance last night for Miami against the Washington Wizards. So if you want to watch that, that is on YouTube. But I'm going to do a quick rundown of all the other NBA games that happened last night because we got to see possible finals preview, a couple tight games, a really, really cool performance at the end of the night. And I'd like to go through and talk about what I saw yesterday. I'm going to start with the Warriors game. This was a tough game for the Warriors. We really blew this one in the fourth quarter, at the end of the fourth quarter, heading into overtime. Warriors should have won this one. I can't lie. We fouled with 4 seconds left and a terrible foul, and then they tied the game up, end up going into overtime, and Chicago Bulls just outplayed us in overtime. They hit more shots. Shout out to Matas Buzelis, though. Fantastic game for Matas. It feels like these good, athletic forwards always seem to have a lot of success against the Golden State Warriors. 41 points on 16 of 28 shooting, 5 of 15 from 3, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 40-piece, though, for Matas Buzelis, one of our favorite young players here in the Hit Parade Rip Lounge. We always pull his cards. We're big Matas believers, so hoping that Chicago continues to let Matas thrive for the remaining 20 games-ish of the season. There's less, basically 15, 17 games left in the season. So hoping to see Matas Buzelis continue this trend. I'd love to see him shoot less than 15 threes in the game, though. I can't lie. I know that Matas, 41 points is really good, but 15 three-point attempts, that's never been Matas' game to be a standstill three-point scorer. And at the nicest way possible, Jalen Smith has taken 10 threes. Trey Jones has taken 6. Josh Giddey has taken over 50% of his shots from 3. I don't know. I don't like what Billy Donovan's trying to build over there. I really don't. And I know Chicago won this game, but in the long run, this is not a recipe for success. And as for the Warriors, I got to give credit to another guy, LJ Cryer. Continues to impress me off the bench for the Golden State Warriors. He was the guy we picked up the other day. I recently was talking about him. I actually remembered him from Houston a couple years ago, but LJ Cryer, 17 points, continues to be efficient from 3, get to the free throw line. He's not really doing much else other than scoring, but we don't really need him to do anywhere else. Kristaps Porzingis off the bench, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks. You love to see the 4 blocks. Al Horford with 4 blocks, but Al had so many chances to win us this game. I swear, when I was watching that fourth quarter, they left him open for 3. Like, 5 different times, and he kept bricking his wide open threes. It's sad to say that because I love me some Al Horford. I'm so happy we have him on the Warriors. But if you just hit literally like 1 or 2 extra of your wide open three-pointers, we probably easily win this game. And it's just sad to see that that's the difference between the Warriors being an above 500 team and now a below 500 team. How about Cameron Payne, man? Cameron Payne, his face wasn't even being used as the right face in the introductions. It was literally Jared McCain's face. But Cameron Payne, 32 points on 10 shots yesterday. 9 of 10 from the field. 8 of 8. Yes, 100% from 3. 10 assists to 0 turnovers. I mean, how more better of a game can you have as a point guard off the bench than 32 points on 90% shooting, 100% from the field, 100% from the free throw line, and 10 assists to 0 turnovers. Majestic game for Cameron Payne. It was so funny to see this. Memphis Grizzlies, as much as they're rebuilding, they are really rebuilding. Between Javon Small, Ryan Rupert, G.G. Jackson, they're really bringing a lot of their young guys in. This team is really tanking, though, to try and get themselves a better draft pick. But good win for the Sixers. They needed that one. I was talking the other day about how injury decimated they are and the lineup that they're running out. Well, if Kelly Oubre, Quentin Grimes, and VJ Edgecombe are going to combine for 70, and that's not even talking about Cameron Payne putting up 32, that's going to win you some games. The Brooklyn Nets lose in a bad loss to the Pistons. I actually tuned into this game just for a little bit. I got to watch Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham was getting any kind of open look 3 that he wanted. Duncan Robinson, I was very impressed with his ability to not shoot the first shot that he was getting and try and extend the possessions. That was something I really liked seeing from him. But Cade Cunningham with an incredible game, 21 points, 15 assists, 2 turnovers, and then Jalen Duren, 26 points, have 9 of 10 from the field. Only 4 rebounds because they weren't really missing any shots. They kept just getting the rebound and running, and it was a very easy win. As you can see, they won the first half, 73-40. And Brooklyn, good second half, but never really made up for that first half absolute beatdown. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Dallas Mavericks by 12 points at home. Atlanta Hawks are actually on the longest winning streak now in the NBA. If I look here, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game win streak for the Atlanta Hawks. And funny enough, ever since trading for Jonathan Kuminga, the Atlanta Hawks start to win. Now, he didn't play yesterday, so I'm not saying it's because of it, but I am saying culture differences are huge for a team like Atlanta. But look at this starting lineup. 13 for McCollum, 29 for Alexander Walker, 14 for Dyson Daniels. Still can't hit a three-pointer, but he can damn near do everything. So good for Dyson Daniels, but he's got to learn how to shoot that three ball, or he's not going to be in the league for his entire rest of his contract. Jalen Johnson with 27, 7, and 8, and then Onyeka Okongwu with 18 and 9. I mean, this team is so well-rounded. When their starting lineup is clicking, I expect them to beat up on middle-tier teams like the Dallas Mavericks. But Cooper Flag going back to kind of running that point guard responsibilities, 14, 12, and 5. As much as I like watching Cooper Flag with the ball in his hands, I don't like watching Cooper Flag run point guard on a bad team. So I am excited to watch what Dallas builds for the future, but Dallas is basically an unwatchable team outside of Cooper Flag for the remainder of the season. Houston Rockets win basically a fourth quarter game. This game was a 2-point game going into the fourth quarter. Then Houston absolutely pulled away with their efficient scoring. 50% from the field, 42% from three. Outside of Reed Shepherd having a really struggling game offensively in terms of what he was bringing, scoring the ball, everyone else really gave them good minutes. Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun, I thought gave him good minutes. Starting lineup really dominated the starting lineup in that fourth quarter, but the Raptors a little bit banged up, not having their rookie Colin Murray-Boyles, not having their full lineup of Jakob Poeltl and everything. So Toronto, I just think that they got beat basically because of the rebounding battle. 52 rebounds to 30 rebounds is just not going to cut it. Toronto, they hang their hat on the defensive versatility they bring, but unfortunately Houston just getting offensive rebounds. I mean, look at this. Look at the offense. Look at this offensive lineup count. 6 offensive rebounds for Clint Capella, 3 for Sengun, 2 for Tari Eason, 2 for Amen Thompson. I mean, 15 offensive rebounds is half of what the total rebound count was for the Raptors. So if you want to know why the Rockets won, they got up more shots, and that's kind of what it came down to. Phoenix Suns went into Milwaukee and won this game. This was actually, once again, a 3-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then the Phoenix Suns pulled away in the fourth behind Jalen Green, who's really starting to find his footing with this Phoenix Suns team. I've really liked what I've seen out of Jalen Green in the past week. 25 points against New Orleans, 24 against Charlotte, 25 against Milwaukee, even 20 against Sacramento the other day. I hope to see Jalen Green continue to be aggressive because late season Jalen Green is always a good thing. I swear he's always good later in the season. Yes, sir, Asal, you won the $15 group break credit give you, Asal. I believe that actually puts you up to, no, that's where we're at. You're at $15 of group break credit give you. So if you want that, Asal, you feel free to use that anywhere you want. $15 group break credit give you is yours. But good for Phoenix. Royce O'Neal shooting every single one of his shot attempts from 3 and shooting 7 of 11. Colin Gillespie continuing to impress me with 12 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. He's just such a solid point guard alongside Devin Booker. And then off the bench, Grayson Allen, Rasheer Fleming, Maluak finally getting good minutes. Good overall win. Milwaukee, a little bit of good stuff to look towards as their starting lineup honestly had a really good game. I know Ousmane Dieng, 12 and 10 looks good. I thought Ousmane Dieng had a really bad game in this one. I know 12 and 10 looks good, efficiency looks good, but I thought he was getting beat way too much in that fourth quarter defensively. But the biggest thing is, like, you look at this bench. I mean, 11 total points off the bench and 8 of them coming from Cam Thomas. No impact. No impact in that bench unit for Milwaukee. If they want to rebuild, you got to trade Giannis, and that's really the end of it. You just got to trade Giannis. Charlotte Hornets come back from down 20 points at one point in the second or late third quarter, or beginning of the third quarter. Charlotte Hornets come back all the way in the second half to win this game by 2. Shout out to their big 3, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, Conca Nipple for putting up, 50 points combined. And then if I look at Portland, 22 out of Denny, 24 out of Jeremy Grant, 17 out of Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson really starting to find his role here. But unfortunately, 4 points from Drew Holiday really is not going to cut it in a 100. When you need points, right? Charlotte, this is a low-scoring game for Charlotte. 103. If we look at the rest of their scores, 117, 118, 120, 131, 129, 113. Like, you expect Charlotte to score a lot of points. So if you were going to tell me this was going to be a defensive-minded game that came down to the end, I probably would have predicted Portland won. But no, Charlotte came back and won this game late in the fourth quarter. Not a lot to talk about here. I did not watch the Tankathon Bowl of the night. Sacramento Kings against the Indiana Pacers. Aaron Nesmith with 29. Cam Jones with 14. Obi Toppin with 17 in 15 minutes. So good job for Obi. But But I want to give credit to Devin Carter of the Sacramento Kings. 24 points off the bench, 9 of 13, 3 of 4. Only 16 minutes for Devin Carter. I'd love to see Devin Carter get some start over Russell Westbrook to end the season. Give it to your young guys. Give some minutes to your young guys. If you're going to give 31 minutes to Daquan Plowden, you're going to give 23 minutes to Killian Hayes. Give Devin Carter some goddamn more minutes, man, please. But that's all I got for the Kings, if I'm being honest. And then to end the night, Luka, man. Luka just put on a show in this one. Some of the shots he was hitting, the step-back threes, were just ridiculous. Anthony Edwards tried his best late in this game to try and make it work, but 1 for 10 from 3, 2 of 15 from the field really, really sucks in terms of efficiency. And Luka Doncic, 31 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Austin Reeves, 31, 7, and 8. DeAndre Ayton had a double-double in the first half. Good job, DeAndre Ayton. Finally, you're doing something productive. A first half double-double against Rudy Gobert is really good, so good for them. But I just thought the Timberwolves really, really struggled all middle of this game, second and third quarter specifically. Lakers really came out struggling shooting the ball. They couldn't hit a three-pointer to start the game, and then they really hung their hat on the defensive side of the ball later in this one. They were switching well. Luka was moving without the ball. Reeves was moving without the ball. When they weren't in together, they were playing well individually. Luke Kennard has been the pickup of the deadline for the Lakers. 26 minutes, 10 points. He can do it all. He's kind of exactly like what Duncan Robinson is bringing in the starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons. Is exactly what Luke Kennard is bringing for this team. A little bit more mid-range shot creation, but good for Luke Kennard and the Los Angeles Lakers. Very impressive win here. No LeBron James, really needing to hang their hat on defense, and Luka and Reeves, and they did exactly that. But it's not going to be every day Anthony Edwards shoots 2 of 15 from the field. So next time they meet, I expect Ant-Man to have a better showing. But that's going to do it for my NBA talk of the day. Going into tonight, we have a possible playoff matchup, Cavs Magic. You got another possible playoff matchup, Rockets Nuggets. You know that they're right around each other. And I can't wait to watch. I swear Timberwolves Clippers is always entertaining games between Kawhi and Anthony Edwards. Ant needing a big backup or back game. And then obviously Kawhi Leonard trying to defend his home court for the Clippers. And yes, ASL, a lot of conference tournaments and a lot of college basketball on today as well. I'll actually do a little bit of a recap heading into college basketball today. SMU Louisville on the ACC tournament, Big 12 tournament, Arizona State. You're going to get some more exciting games going on, though, over the next couple of days before we get into March Madness starting up on very, very soon, starting up next week, March Madness. So we'll definitely be doing our brackets the second that we can, but I am very excited for March Madness between all the good guys. Debanza is dominant. Yep, there's a reason why AJ Debanza is probably going to be the number 1 overall pick. Obviously in the but you know, all the stuff going on with Darren Peterson and whatnot in Kansas. If the right team gets AJ Debanza, they are going to turn him into the next Tracy McGrady type superstar. He is an athletic freak. He's so good at putting the ball in the basket. Just very good things. But shout out Gonzaga, by the way, for winning yesterday against Santa Clara. Yeah, that's going to do it for our basketball talk of the day. Probably not going to have much basketball talk on tomorrow. Honestly, not a lot of great games, but probably on Friday after this slate of games, we'll have a lot more. Like Nuggets, Spurs, Celtics, Thunder, Heat, Bucks, and Sixers, Pistons. There are going to be some really good games coming up in the next week. Oh, wait, I don't even think I talked about, hold on. Yeah, I skipped right over Spurs, Celtics. Let me talk about this game. This is literally the game I watched majority of. Shout out to Jaylen Brown for getting himself ejected in the second quarter of this one. Absolutely losing his mind on a soft push in the back by Stephon Castle, which then flew him out of bounds. And then he went off on the ref, screaming at the ref. The first ref calls a technical foul. Then he's still going at that ref, but then the other referee calls another technical foul on him, which causes Jaylen Brown to get ejected. That was really entertaining to watch. And honestly, what was more entertaining than watching Jaylen Brown get ejected was watching Jason Tatum try and carry the Celtics on his back. What, his third game returning since coming back from injury? Yeah, literally his third game. And this dude is trying so hard to put the team on his back and carry them to the win. And honestly, I thought he played a really solid game outside of the fact that you can clearly tell the lower body strength isn't there as much. With Jason Tatum, just not right now. He's still trying to get his lower body strength back. But outside of that, I thought Derek White played an incredible game. I was really interested to look about. I was really interested in the conversation between Derek White versus Stephon Castle because if you guys remember on Hoop Goat the other day, we did Those two guys were in there, and more people were starting Castle over White. When I said I think I would prefer White, White showed me exactly why I would pick him yesterday. 34 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds compared to 18 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Both of them played really good games, but Derek White definitely had a better game. Ron Harper Jr. continues to impress me off the bench. Ron Harper Jr. outplaying his brother Dylan Harper, number 2 overall pick, I thought was cool. Wemby, though, dominated this game in the paint. I don't know how much Spurs you guys have watched, but if you get to tune in to watching Wemby defensively, it is so fun because he'll turn his head one way to make the guy think that Wemby's not looking, and then the second he goes up for a scoop layup, Wemby's there to block it. De'Aaron Fox has been so efficient in his role. 25 points, 9 assists, 1 turnover. Devin Vassell making a lot of good transition buckets. Stephon Castle hitting his open threes. Really, really fun game overall. If Jaylen Brown doesn't get ejected, I think the Celtics have a much better chance of winning this game. But Jaylen Brown was heated yesterday at that ref, man. He was hot. And it led to the ejection. And unfortunately, the Celtics were not able to bounce back. And Sal, just like you said, yes, no Peyton Pritchard in this one. Pritchard's dealing with some injury, but Celtics not at their full strength, only lose by 9 points. Specifically, they lost. This game was tied going into half, so they lost the whole game in the second half. And I really think if Jaylen Brown and Peyton Pritchard were playing, it would have been at least maybe a one-possession game. And I'd love to see Tatum not have to chuck up 14 threes in that third game just because he was taking some shots that I was watching. I was like, I love Tatum having the confidence mentally after the injury to shoot those shots. But if you're Joe Mazzulla in the Celtics, you just do not want Tatum to be having to shoot the shots he was late in games. But there you go. That's going to be my NBA talk of the day. Shout out to the Spurs for winning the battle of possible NBA Finals preview. Shout out to the Luka Doncic for outperforming Anthony Edwards. Hornets coming back down 20. Rockets dominating the boards. Jalen Johnson, great game. Cade Cunningham, great game. Cameron Payne, great game. And Modest Buzelis, great game.